What they do, baby? English Monday. That's a surprise. English Monday. English muffin. English Monday. Double M's, but a lot of pleasure in both. Yo, what a great pod. Because my two girls, so Mel Desrochers and Safia Ahmad, they are bringing back their podcast Away from the Play. It was another name before. Now it's Away from the Play. The branding is great. The marketing is great. The two girls are amazing. And we are talking about women's hockey. Like, there's been a lot of things said. And now we have the truth. So the first part is on my podcast. The second part is on their podcast. So I'll say it again. Away from the Play. These two women are amazing, important. Follow them. Go follow their Instagram. I'm amazed with everything that they did to get to this point. So I just want to say, I don't know if they're going to hear it or not, very, very proud of you girls. And I can't wait to have more and more and more of Safia Ahmad and Mel Desrochers Away from the Play. So that's why first part is on our podcast. And I'm telling you, I'm sorry for my language, but I was hot. I was hot for the beginning all the way to the end. We talk about women's hockey, and I had a lot of my heart was full and it exploded. I'm sorry, but this is how it's gonna be. So let's go listen to the pod with the two beautiful, amazing, smart, talented women from Away from the Play. Let's go.
All right. What it do, baby? Welcome to Sans Restriction.
Yeah.
Woo! You have the best guests today. You got
Obviously.
Safia and Mel.
Yeah.
Kev's gonna join too, I guess.
I guess. I mean, it is his podcast, but...
Do you want me to talk now?
Oh, hey, Kev.
Hi, how you doing?
Nice of you to join us.
Okay, so Bruno had the absolute best. What it do, baby?
I believe
so
it.
What time? So whatever where the pod is on. So Bruno had one at the top. What it do, baby? This is close.
All right.
Because you went on the low end. You went on the low end of the what it do, baby.
Like a little R&B.
I was
like,
really trying to channel my Kawhi.
No, you went Usher.
I went Usher.
You went
I was
Usher. What it do, baby?
Did someone say Usher should play you in a movie, Kev?
I look like Usher?
No, you don't. But somebody on one of your podcasts said Usher
who
should
said
play
that?
you.
It was Kim.
Kim.
Clavel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But Kim.
That killed me. I
Yeah,
was like,
Kim.
really?
Oh my
We
god.
like
I
Kim.
followed her on Instagram and she just posted a video of her like training.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
she can kill somebody. I
She
think.
like
I believe
she
it.
would punch me 16 times before I like even got one out.
She had a number 16.
16 times.
So, oh shit, my fingers were cut in the mug.
Tough times.
Tough times, eh? So, Safia, can you say hi?
Hi.
So that's Safia, Mel.
Hi.
So we're talking about a lot of stuff because they're having a podcast away from the game.
From the play.
Yeah, fuck. I restart. So we're gonna all keep it anyway.
I
So
love it.
Away from the
Play.
So away from the play. I'm the worst. And
Great. I feel like we have a back and forth. It's
yeah,
good.
and for me, I feel that their old podcast, the last stretch.
Exactly.
Okay, I felt it was very important and one of the best podcasts out there because it was real. It was two great female
shucks.
person talking about sport. We need more of you girls, and I feel that Away from the Sport is gonna be amazing. So it's out October.
I want to
somewhere in
say
October.
start of October.
Start of October.
Yeah.
So start of October is gonna be out. We will follow them on Instagram because we're like brothers and sisters, the pods. And yeah, so I wanted to make sure that everybody follows Away from the Play on
Yes.
Instagram. Is it Away from the Play on Instagram?
It will. You know what? We'll find out.
But you know, all the infos are gonna be on Instagram. So go on Sans Restriction and find Away from the Play because it is the most important podcast out there.
Damn.
Wow, what a
That's
plug.
a
know, right?
fucking
I
plug.
mean, the bar is set high, so let's hope we follow through. But I think you guys are going to enjoy it.
Okay,
so.
so just for the people of Sans Restriction to make sure that they figure who does what. So Mel, can you explain what you do in life? Except being a great hockey player that played at La Classique Car and won this year.
I know.
You won.
1 for 1. So, you know,
Yeah.
my streak's pretty good.
You have a championship hat at your house? You have the championship hat? You didn't keep
I do, yeah, I do. I have 2 hats because we got a little swag bag. So I have the
Oh, that's
championship
true.
one.
That's true. I forgot.
But I have to say, like, the hat was large. I have, like, the tiniest head that kid's hat fits me. So, like, I felt like I just drowned in it. I was, like, blinded.
Okay, so I'll get you a new hat. I'll
So
get you a
next
new
year,
hat. Yeah.
when I win it again, I would recommend smaller
Well,
hats.
I'm gonna have you in my team.
Okay.
I gotta trade a
Good
few
call,
people
good
in my
call.
team because they suck. Okay, so I'm not gonna mention names, but got a few guys that I taught.
I mean, there's only so many defensemen.
So 2 years ago I forgot to draft defensemen.
Oh.
This year I drafted defensemen. And I mean, P.O. Joseph was -6, I think. So might trade his ass. But so talk to me.
Well,
man.
I'll come play with you next year
Yeah.
for sure. But other than playing for the PWHPA, still trying to make that hockey career thing.
You're good at hockey. Stop it.
Thanks, Kev. I work as a clinical sales rep, so I train surgeons how to use this robot. That's mainly what I do for career-wise. But other than that, I have a podcast with Safia.
So
I chill with my friends.
Yeah.
You like
have a
long
robot?
walks on the beach?
I like long walks on the beach. No, I like to bike. I don't know.
And you like the WNBA?
I like the Yeah, I'm trying to, like, this is the thing. I never, like, watched basketball in general.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, if, you know, we're trying to advocate for our league, I was like, I got to support other leagues. And then once you start, like, Safia has been watching.
Yeah, Safia too has been watching.
Once
yeah,
you
sure.
start,
Watching.
like, man, like, I didn't even know I liked basketball, but you get addicted to it.
So who's your team? Well, both of you. Who?
Aces.
Yeah, I love. You know
Oh,
what?
yeah, Aja, eh?
Oh, she is a beast.
Aja is a monster.
Like,
Okay.
absolute beast.
Okay.
Well, it started last year on our podcast because we started talking about that
True.
WNBA, and I think I just, like, did an online kind of, like,
Yeah,
quiz.
we did a quiz.
Yeah.
Like,
Who's your team?
Design a barbecue.
That's true,
And,
that's
like, find
true.
out what your team is.
That's true.
But I like the Aces because, like, they had, like, this, I don't know, it kind of went viral last year. There was, like, the chant on their way out was, like, Lady Aces, and I thought that was very catchy.
That's awesome. You, Safia, who's your team?
You know what? I can't pick a team just yet, but I feel like every team that I've watched has amazing players.
Yeah.
So, like, Asia
Yeah.
Wilson's phenomenal, Nafisa Collier, like, they both have a podcast and I'm obsessed.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to check it out.
Okay, I'll
Tea
check it
with
out.
A and Fee. It's so much fun.
They're
They
just talking about spilling the tea. Like, so
they
you
just
get
wanna
an
spill the
insight in
tea
the...
and all the gossip, and it's amazing.
That's so great.
yeah, and they interview, like, some NBA people.
They had
too.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Damian Lillard.
Yeah,
They
Kevin
had-
Durant this guy is a bitch.
You heard it here, folks.
Yo, man. The guy's gonna get eliminated by a team and then join them? Come on now. Come on now.
See, NBA is still like a league I haven't gotten into, but the WNBA is definitely, I don't know, I think it's just the summer we've had more time to like watch and absorb content.
Yeah.
And they've done such a phenomenal job socially
Yeah.
about talking about Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I have a hard time watching other leagues. I mean, the NBA did a good job, of course, but like WNBA just took it to another
And they were the
level.
first.
Well, they're the trailblazers.
They are the
so it's,
trailblazers,
like,
exactly.
social justice. And,
Okay. So,
and I think it's just, like, like, we always talk about this, just, like, visibility and
Yeah.
accessibility. Like, it was hard. It's hard to watch the WNBA in Canada. Like, TSN now has it sometimes
Yeah.
on, like, TSN 5. And,
Yeah,
like,
the league pass, it's like you can't watch playoffs on their league pass.
Oh,
and,
no.
And for regular season games, it's if their game is like on ESPN2 or on a channel that you can have in Canada,
Yeah.
it's blocked in your region. So you paid for like the
Oh.
thing. See, it's not expensive. It's like $20 US. So I was
Okay.
like, you know what? Anything to support the WNBA, but you can't watch all the games if like TSN's showing it in your region, like it's blocked in your region.
But it's not on Facebook Live? I
and
think?
sometimes it's on Facebook Live.
yeah, I mean,
not
but
all
this
the
is
time.
the problem with, like, most women's league. It's like, you
so
have to
complicated.
freaking work to
No,
watch
even,
this shit.
even
Gotta
like
do, like,
the,
gymnastics.
The NWSL?
Yeah.
It was tough to watch the games. There's two
Yeah.
Quebec girls. I wanted to watch the Quebec girls. It's tough to watch the games.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you have to like have resources.
Yeah.
Courtney Cito on Twitter is my
Yeah.
resource. She'll like tell you where it's playing every
That's funny.
night. I'm
So
like,
true.
like, where's Courtney's tonight? She's like, in Canada, TSN 5 tonight. I'm like,
Oh, that's
perfect.
good.
She's our TV guy
Yeah.
for women in sports.
Okay, so my team is Seattle.
Yeah.
I love Sue and I love Stewart. I bought a Sue jersey.
Nice.
Got
No
Sue.
way.
But yeah, I got a Sue jersey. I didn't post it on Instagram yet because I
Okay.
wanted like to be in a gala or something to wear it. I want to show
Yeah,
off. But my favorite player is Ionescu.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I bought the jersey too.
She got injured early, right?
Yeah, yo, if this girl was still playing, their numbers would be crazy. Because first game in, she was killing it, and then her team sucked. Liberty, New York.
It's gonna take a while, and they have
Yeah.
so many talented players
And
like
well-
Kia Nurse.
Well,
her,
like the Liberty lost some players too that opted out, right, for health reasons.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably.
That's true.
So,
that's true. But it still suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
know.
for me,
I love them.
as a guy that wants to watch nice basketball,
Yeah.
who's new to the women NBA,
Sure.
I'd rather watch Seattle because Brianna is so good,
Yeah.
and you're like,
I
okay,
get
so
it.
that's the basketball. But Aja's good. She's good.
Well,
too.
she's like a freaking wall.
I think she's the MVP.
Yeah,
she's the
Yeah, she's the
MVP,
MVP.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Candace is player of the
Defensive player of
Yeah.
the year. Yeah.
I'm just happy that we just had a 5-minute conversation of the
I know, me
NBA, and we mentioned names of the players, and yeah, I'm very happy right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you, Safia, talk to me about what you like and what you do.
All right. I'm very unemployed at the moment. I'm gonna be honest. Prior to this,
Oh God, this is great.
I was with the Laval Rocket.
Yeah.
So I got into the women's hockey world before that with Les Canadiens. That's how I met Mel.
Bless.
That's like, we can talk about the origin story of the pod later, but I did 2 years of PR with them.
Yeah.
That's how I met you, Kev, too,
Yeah.
because that's how Ansel came on, Hills
Yeah.
came on. So I got to meet everybody actually in this room, like
Yeah,
at
that's
that
true, that's
time.
true.
And then the league collapsed, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just wait around and see what comes, and the Rocket job kind of just, it was like meant to be.
Yeah,
almost.
you did great.
Yeah, no,
did
it was
very great.
It was really great, and then I worked a season, so last season before
Yeah.
everything got canceled, and it was like the best work experience
Yeah.
ever. Like, I loved it, and so I'm kind of just waiting because there is potential maybe for something in the future, but I also understand the NHL, the AHL sports right now. It's like the most precarious of fields, like entertainment, sports. It's so yeah. And I have this podcast. You know what? I'm gonna pour my heart and soul into it.
But it's good because it's more time for the pod.
It is.
We were lucky lucky. It's not lucky because there's a pandemic, but we had a lot of time to do 60.
You gotta find the bright spots,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Because how many we did? 66. And how
You
many
guys
we
are on
taped?
fire.
This one would be like 70.
70. So we taped 70.
That's wild.
That's
That's crazy.
amazing.
All because of COVID. Thank you, COVID. but
Yeah.
people died, so I'm not gonna say thank you, COVID. But the thing is, I always said people who are creative will find a way to rise in all that bullshit. So the first time we met, Safia,
Yeah.
I remember because it was when Aunt Sophie came down on the show. Aunt Sophie was sick. She didn't want to be there.
true.
She said it. She didn't want to be there. And then y'all came early from what? An hour early? Or some shit like that?
Why did we come in?
45?
Really? Oh yeah, but they told us to come because she had to get makeup done or something.
Okay, so we went to eat. We didn't stay with y'all. So you were alone in the building?
You're just chilling.
How was it in your head? For sure you thought, yo, what the fuck is going on around here?
No, you know what? I didn't think anything wrong because I was like, okay, well, they told us to come at X time. I can't
Yeah.
remember. And I was like, there's always shit to do,
Yeah.
before. So we were just chilling. I don't remember it being that long.
I felt
I feel
so
like I was
bad.
greeted by your dog. That's my fondest memory.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And then when you heard the interview, were you like scared? Because you were the PR.
Yeah.
And I always wonder what the PR thinks when they hear me talk with their players. Because a lot of shit are.
A good thing we don't have strict rules really with the C-dub at the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I
I
know
heard-
strict rules.
Yeah.
No, that's it. No, honestly, because again, I was so new to the job. Because in my head, I was in journalism before, and so then when I finished my internship, like the summer before it at the Gazette, and I was
Yeah.
like, I need a break. And then somebody was like, the Canadiens, they need someone. I was like, okay, who needs a break? So I took the
Who
job.
needs a break? That's so great.
Right? And I was like, oh, it must just be like journalism, but just like the other side. So there's so much that I didn't know at the time. So I went into the interview thinking a bit like you or any like animateur in that sense, because I had the journalism mindset. So it was just kind of like, this will be fine, you know? And like I only learned that year, like, okay, you have to try and accompany the players as much as you can. I'm like, really? They're all like in their mid-20s, like early 30s. I'm like, but no, it's like you gotta go with them. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll go with Anso.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, I didn't think anything of your questions. I mean, I just remember being like, you have to listen to what they ask. And so I'm like trying to think critically of everything you're saying. So I'm like, it seems fine. I'm like, but should I find something wrong? And I was like, but it seems fine. I'm like, I think this is hilarious. So I was like, Anso looks like she's happy. I'm like, I think we're good. And you know what? It's funny you bring this up because before that, I had met other like TV hosts or whatever. And, you know, they have a persona on television and you meet them in person and they're really not like that. And some of them can be unpleasant and you're just like, oh, this is disappointing.
A lot of them.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, just keep your expectations low. Like, it's fine if he's not like, we'll see how it goes. And off camera, you're like the same person.
I'm the same.
You're like genuinely enthusiastic and you bring your genuine energy to the screen and to the podcast. So it was just refreshing because I was like, there are a lot of fake people out there.
Thank you.
Yeah. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's refreshing? It's women's hockey.
Yes, it is.
The fuck's going on?
Who knows?
Mel, talk to me.
What's going on? Okay, well, as everyone knows, the CWHL folded. So sad. So we're
Well, you know, so sad. What do you mean so sad?
You know, well, I think it was like a good change, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like the C-Dub was kind of stagnant. I felt like I hadn't been in it for a long time, and it's just that the model wasn't appealing. Like even after I graduated college,
St. Lawrence.
Yeah, I went to St. Lawrence, and I was coming to Montreal for grad school, and my coach was like, "Hey, you know, there's like the C-Dub, there's a team in Montreal," and I honestly was like, I think maybe I should just stop, like, you know, and that was kind of like the bad I think it's changed, but like the perception when I was like in college was kind of like, you know, the C-Dub is for players like still trying to make it. And for us, making it was the national team. And, you know, we kind of used to make fun. We were like, these girls are like, give it up. You know, we're 20. It's not going to happen.
That's bad. Yeah.
And it took me like, I moved to Montreal. I was in grad school and like any athlete knows how hard it is to like stop. Like, I missed competing. Like, it was nice to have, like, a break from the training, but, like, I tried everything. I tried, like, soccer. I tried to become a runner. Like, that's how I got into biking. I was, like, just searching for something. Yeah, not so much now. Like, I don't know. The summer's been weird.
Maybe you can teach Kevin and I.
I don't. You don't know how to bike too, eh?
I have no basic life skills.
Yeah, that's true.
I know.
That's true. You don't know how to bike
Well,
too.
like, Kev, I told him, I was like, I'm going to get a tandem and you can sit at the back.
Yeah.
We'll start there. How to pedal.
I do that. Oh, yeah, I have to talk to my mic. I'm sorry. I'm so laid back because I'm with my friends. I like them so much. I'm talking to the mic now. Okay.
But, and like, I was just searching for something and then, like, I don't know what clicked, but I was like, Cax came back from Colgate and she was going to play with
That's Karel.
Yeah, Karel Lemar, her and I played at St. Lawrence together. So she went to coach in college hockey and then she was coming back to Montreal and I was like, I kind of miss hockey. She's like, come play. And I was thinking about it, I was like, why did I quit? I was like, because for young women, like hockey players, the epitome of like your sport is not the NHL. It's like the national team. And like the national team is fine, but that's 25 people in the entire country. And like, you know, if you're not kind of in it when you're young, it can be hard. Like Anso is like an anomaly where but like most of us is like, if you're 18 and like not in Hockey Canada or whatever, I'm not sure how it works in USA Hockey, but it's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, you ain't making it.
Like it's probably not gonna happen to you. Like even if you become better older, it's just like they've invested money in like these young women developing them. So then I was like, well, this is kind of the sad part. Like if everyone like me quits because there's not like a financial incentive or like there's no like movement like above that, then the league's never gonna grow. So I was like, hey, you know, at least if I go play a year with the Canadiens, I can say that like
you did it.
I did it. You know, I fought for what I thought was right. Like, but the thing is like the C-Dub had been around for 12 years, right? And we had like really incremental gains. So after the league folded, I think like I joined the PWHPA.
Yeah.
which is the Professional Women's Hockey Players Association, I felt like, okay, we're going to just kind of like think of it more as like a social movement. Like, I don't want to do incremental gains. Like, let's just try and grow little by little by little. It's going to take too long. Like, any new sports league at this point, like, you need financial backing. Yeah. And I think, like, we need significant financial backing. And, like, the criticism we get where it's like, well, you know, I can't read comments anymore on anything like, you know, the news media posts about women's sports because it's like, well, if they were good, there would be money. Like, people don't
that's
go.
Bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Same arguments.
It's the
recycled.
Same. Yeah, it's like they haven't like really thought deeply about how, like, to me is like a sport is at the base. It's a company, right? So like we have a product, and I think the product is very good, and I think it has the potential to be financially sustainable and profitable over the years. But you need an investment, okay? Like, you need a financial investment, but also an emotional investment.
Yeah.
Like, some people say, like, oh, the NHL's supporting the end of, they're like, they give them money. Okay, like, 10 grand? Bullshit. That's like a penny in the couch for the NHL. Yeah. And, like, try and build anything on 10 grand. You know what I mean?
Can't build shit.
You can't do shit. And, like, the thing is, like, people think we're fighting for, like, $1 million salaries. It's not what we want. We want a livable wage to start.
Yeah.
Like, I understand, like, you have to start kind of small, but we can't start with nothing. Yeah. And I think, like, a livable wage is going to aid, you're going to get the best college players.
Yeah, but that's just what you just said. It doesn't make sense to me because it's not enough. You girls are the best players in the world. What do you want more? If you have the best basketball players in the world, you're going to give them money. If you have the best tennis players in the world, you're going to give them money. So why don't we? So the reason why I love women's hockey so much is so when Anne-Sophie came to the show, I came to the game. You told me come to a game at the Saint whatever the ice is.
I can't remember. There was 3 rinks that season.
Yeah, too many rinks.
Again, accessibility.
Yeah. That's
even
another point.
Even me, I was like, people have showed up to the wrong, like,
so many.
driving to the wrong rink. You're like, oh shit, I'm gonna be late to the game.
Ty Domi advertised it. He ended up at like 3 different rinks before he got to Brossard.
Yeah,
being
that's
like,
funny.
okay, I found the game.
But that's bad. So came to the rink and I was like, oh, this is fun. I didn't watch the game yet. I just watched the crowd. People. So is it making too much noise? Okay, perfect. So I watched the crowd. I was like, yo, everybody's in it. Everybody's hype. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be hyped too. So I started to watch the game. I said, oh shit, this is good hockey. And every player on the ice looked like they care about the game that when. Oh, I'm gonna be a bitch, but I'm gonna say his name. When I watch Udon, that motherfucker doesn't care about the game. He cares about signing a contract.
Yeah.
Y'all care about playing the game, and
you have to. Like, when we're practicing at like 8 at night, and you have to go to work the next day, or like you're flying to Calgary.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, you're playing a game, you're sleeping, and then you're playing another game, and then you're flying home, and then you're going to work. You have to fucking love the game.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, like my love for the game. And like fighting for what I think we deserve is the only thing keeping me going.
You see, that's gonna be the teaser of the show. So, but because you love the game so much, I felt like, yo, I gotta love the game as much as they love the game. And then you start to meet the players, and you man, Safia, you can jump in it, chime in, because this CWHL. Yo, you were so close to the players.
Yeah.
Like, you could, like, touch the players and stuff and be nice with them, and you girls would take the time. How was it to deal with all that bullshit and the fans and the creeps?
You mean,
there are a couple of creeps.
A couple?
Yeah.
Oh, I deal with them at like classic. Trust me, there's more than a couple.
Like, we have like the best fans, but we also have some extremely curious fans.
Very curious fan. I didn't have to deal with the fans so much. My job was more like PR, media. Thankfully, to my memory, there wasn't any creepy media figures, and I'm sure there are some. No, so far it was fine. But yeah, just like going back to like the passion of the crowd. I honestly, up until that point, like I kind of knew about the Montreal Stars before they became Les Canadiens. But it was just like, so like, okay, but I don't understand what this is. Like I'd read like a game recap. I'm like, but what is this? And then finally when I immersed myself in the culture, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like you get to see, people are like, oh, every 4 years at the Olympics, it's like such great hockey and Nikut are so high. Yeah. And it's like, okay, but you can actually get this literally in your backyard
for
probably.
$10, $15.
Which is outrageous, right? I'm like, yay, like anyone can afford it, but like it should be more. Like
when I saw it was $15, I was like, are you sure?
Like I almost want to be like, here's a $50 bill.
Yeah.
Keep it.
No, but it's true. I was pissed. It was $15.
Yeah.
What do you mean $15? So I got to see poo for $15.
It's nuts. It's just, I almost find that insulting.
It is.
It
is insulting.
I'm like, it doesn't matter that they're not the Bell Center. It just they like, you guys deserve so much more, and it drives me bananas.
Okay, so when you go watch a midget 3A game, it's $15, and sometimes it's 20 and 25. Why? For me, well, whatever. So this is the first thing. Oh, we gonna talk shit today. Okay, so
we're gonna spill the tea.
Yeah,
we're gonna spill the tea.
It's called Spill the Tea. What was the name of the pod? Aja
Wilson? It's A and F. What is it? WNBA A and F. Oh my God, I'm blanking.
Okay, well we'll find it.
The tea with A and F.
The tea with A and F.
Okay, so we'll post it on our platform.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you can make sure that this podcast lives on forever by buying our merch at www.zonekr.ca. We got hat, we got tubes, we got hockey jerseys. Yes, indeed. We got hockey jerseys. So help us out, www.zonekr.ca. So you buy our merch, so make sure that this podcast lives on forever. Now let's go back to our girls. You learned that the league folded? Tell me that story, because that's bullshit.
It was my birthday.
You have some great one-liners today.
And okay, so we had just been to the Clarkson Cup final like a week before, and like we were in Toronto, and so I was just coming down from like the season, I was like, okay, I just gotta like take a breather, right?
Yeah.
We'll see. And I already didn't know if I was gonna come back, because I was like, I gotta make money. So I was just like, I have all these like things in my head, but I was like, okay, it's been a week, like I'm starting to wind down, my shoulders are less tense. I was like, ooh, it's my birthday.
And they stole the game from us, eh?
Oh, they took, that.
Oh, no, I'm going to say it. I don't care.
No, yeah.
I was at the rink. That Jill Sonia goal is good. Done.
Yeah. And I wanted to, I was really emotional at the end. I was just like, oh my God.
I didn't come to see you girls after the game.
It's true, you didn't.
I was too pissed.
Oh.
You know what the worst part is? We shared our locker room had a door separating us with Calgary. So we could fucking hear them
They were really close.
And I was just like,
that's even like salt to the wound, right?
I was like, locker rooms need to be like 200 feet apart at this point, because like there ain't no way I want to hear that right now.
Like that's not healthy. But so I was getting ready to go for brunch with some friends, and it's like 9 a.m. and it's like, okay, I got a text like, are we still good for 10? And I'm like, yeah. And then it's like 9:20, and my friend, so you've talked to Julian and Tristan, the Scrum podcast. We have like a group chat with two other guys, and they're like, Sass, did you see the news? I was like, what news? And it's like CWHL fully. I was like, what? I'm half asleep. So I'm just like, and I look, I'm reading it, I read it over and over, and I was like, I'm still asleep. So then I think I text Meg Hewings, our GM at the time, and I was like, so what's going on? And she's just like, I've just found out.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I was getting texts from like everybody, and I'm like, I don't know. So I joined the call that all the players were on, breaking the news, and I was just like, this can't be happening. So I was like, oh shit. So I went for brunch, but I was super distracted. And then I went to Meg's place where we were trying to come up with a strategy, because like media were texting me, but I felt like bad because I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I can't say anything. So I had to like ignore which is
Yeah.
also like not the greatest thing, but I didn't have a choice. So I was like, so we tried coming up with a strategy, and then I left Meg's place, and then Mel picked me up because you felt bad that like all this shit happened on my birthday. So you picked me up. We went over to your place. We hung out with Cax and Emma. And
Yeah.
we had a good time.
We had a drink or two. Like I think because we found out like on a call.
Yeah.
Like, but the best thing like I could just think of is like what Emma Martin thought the call was going to be about. Because everyone was like, what did you think the call was going to be about? I was like, I thought like for sure China's pulling out, but whatever.
Yeah.
Because China had 2 teams, I think. In the league.
Yes. And they had cut down to 1.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe China's pulling their funding. But I was like, whatever. Like, we'll go back to, okay, I won't get paid $1,000. Whatever. It's like negligible in my life at this point. But Emma Martin thought, she's like, yo, I was getting on the call. She's like, I thought for sure someone on Calgary tested positive for something. And they were going to say, like, you guys won the Clark's Cup. That kills me. That's like the only joy
She's
that
the
day.
beautifulest soul.
She was like, I was sitting there like, oh yeah, we won the Clark's Cup.
I miss Emma. I love my Emma.
Oh, fuck.
But okay, so no league, and then y'all do the PWHPA. Y'all go everywhere: Chicago, Philly, Arizona, Mirabel.
Seriously.
Y'all played everywhere. And then there was this game in I think it was December 29th. Place Belle.
Oh yes.
Classic.
Yeah,
you remember.
and it was the night before wrestling. I remember.
That's crazy.
Because there was wrestling the next day, and I remember we had to rush to the wrestling the day after. Tell me more about this crazy game. I thought it was the beginning of something because there was more than 3,000 people.
Yeah.
And like, I think the beauty of that game too is just like, I think people don't understand like how short notice, like when your league folds in April or May, can't even remember when it was, April, March.
Yeah, like May or something. Like that.
And you know, you take a moment to grieve and then like put something into action. So then we start the PWHPA, and then it's like, okay, well, you have to do something. You have to play games. So like for such short notice, I think like it was kind of incredible the turnout we had.
Yeah.
I wish it could have been like a whole weekend thing, but I mean, logistically, there was like no ice, and
it's very complicated, right? I mean, of course, like you said, I wish it was like a weekend thing. I wish it was part of like the PW like Pro Challenge series. Yeah. So like I think on a marketing perspective for like, so it's funny, I was with Les Canadiens, so I knew what was going on, and I kind of, even though I wasn't like constantly in touch with you or like the other girls, I was like, I kind of know what's happening in the background. And now I see it from the Rockets perspective, and I was like, oh, okay, like there's a lot that needs to be figured out. It's not easy putting together 2 games in one night.
Yeah, I was pissed because I went to buy tickets.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
So I texted you, and I
remember?
texted Kex too. I wasn't happy.
Yeah, I think, it was one of those things where it came together, like you said, Mel, like so last minute. And so, if when I was with Les Canadiens and we'd be collaborating with like whoever, I would always be like, oh, like they can do more, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm on the other side. I'm like, okay, like it's c'est partagé, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just like, okay, there's so much that needs to happen that like, the ticket thing, I was unfortunate, honestly. And I was just like, there was just so much to handle in that.
well, and we don't have
season.
full-time staff. Like Karel Aymar basically freaking ran like the Montreal League last year. Like, girl works full-time, like, and she's like filtering like
that's it.
emails and stuff. I mean, on the ice though, that was such a fun game.
On the ice, that was a crazy game.
They had a sick roster that like when I looked at that roster, and we had an insane roster too, but I was like, oh shit, I don't know which way this is gonna go.
Yeah, no, that's it. It was a crazy game, and what was cool is that I saw some Rocket players did stay and they watched the game, and I was like, cool, like they didn't have to, or and I think it's just because they were genuinely interested. So,
but there's so I brought my family there. So I think we were like 20 or 24, whatever the number, and like all black people, and they loved it. Yeah, they went crazy. They were on the TV on the big Tron. They danced.
Oh, it was great. You guys were like the party of the...
Yeah, and
it's like they brought some life to the stands, and I loved it.
Yeah, that's another thing about women's hockey. We need to wild out a little bit more, but that's another subject for later. Because when I go to a women's hockey game, I'm wilding out like it's a men's game. Why are we like more nice because it's girls playing? We
Gotta
need to
give
get fucked and wild out.
Gotta give some credit to Sandra Martineau. Shout out to Sandra. She's
Yeah.
the one who starts those chants.
Yep, she does. She does.
Canadian. I'm like, I can't even talk that loudly.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even get my
Sandra's
voice to
great.
like
Well,
carry.
the fans are important. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think people know how much we people watch.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm on the bench at whistles and stuff, I'm like in the crowd. I'm like,
Just peering.
I'm like, what's
over.
going on in there?
And I'm chirping everybody. I don't give a shit who you are.
I love it. I love that part of the game.
Because
great.
you're my team. So
yeah.
if you're my team, gotta support my team. Even though I like Nursey in the other team,
Yeah, but
she's not playing in my team.
Exactly.
No.
So I might chirp her.
I mean, it's the same when you're on the ice, right? Like, we're all friends. We've basically played with everyone at some
Yeah.
point. That was the weirdest part about the PWHPA because, like, last year we were mixing regions, like
Yeah.
players. We were kind of like just mixing rosters, which I think was a great idea. But, like, you play against, like, your old teammates,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And, like, you know, someone's crashing the net and, like, trying to get my goal. I, like, cross-check them.
Yeah.
And they're on the ice. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Are we still good for dinner after?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
cool.
like, yeah.
But the
Can I
thing-
still have a ride?
The thing is, so my family loved it, and
Yeah.
and we said, yo, we could do that like at least once a month or something like that. I was like, oh shit, they're willing to invest one Saturday a month to come watch a game, and that's after one game.
Yeah.
It
It only takes one game.
yeah, only thing. Well, it took me one game. So
Exactly.
I remember. So I always remember Beauvillier and Dubois on the bench, and it was Anso skating. She was on the far.
This is
Yeah, like classic.
Yeah.
And so the third year we had only Anso and Melo were girls. Because I didn't know. I didn't think, oh, we should have girls. And when I thought about girls, I said, well, the only two people I know is Melo and Anso. And I remember Dubois and Bouvier said, tabarnak, they're skating so fast. Who the fuck are those girls? And I was listening and smiling. I was like, yeah, they're... And then Beauvillier asked... So the year after, Beauvillier went to Pau and asked her for a stick. I was like, this is so beautiful. This is why we're doing this.
People are shocked. Like,
yeah.
So okay, for work, this was the best thing. Okay, my company like sponsored an event to raise funds for prostate cancer in Quebec City,
Okay.
and so they put on like a day with the pros. So people buy tickets to go like do hockey, like do drills, and then you play games with like pro people.
Okay.
So my company was like, Mel, you play hockey. Do you want to go
That's cool.
like represent the company? So I'm like, okay. Well, I don't like. There was one other girl in the whole camp, and she was like, bless this woman. She's like 50, like a veterinarian, like started playing hockey like 3 years ago. And she's like, yeah, I always do this. I'm usually the only girl. So, I mean, love her. But I think their only idea of a woman playing hockey was this one.
Right.
So I get on the ice and literally the pros are like, do you like play hockey? Because like, I don't think you need to be here. Like, it was like learning how to stick handle and
Right.
skate.
Yeah.
And they're like, who are you? I
You
was-
could teach them.
but like, but it was also,
yeah.
they were shocked, but it was also kind of very frustrating. I had the same conversation
Yeah.
like with every drill where we'd switch with like a pro player.
Yeah.
Be like, wow, you're good. Yes, I'm good. Where do you play? Well, I played for the C-Dub. Oh yeah, that was a professional. Like, it was like the
Yeah.
same conversation, but it's like, again, visibility. Like, these are like high level men who've never seen someone, and like, I'm not even the best player, and they were
No,
just
but they
like,
don't know.
they don't know.
don't know.
And it's not their fault. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
trying to be like, they're assholes. Like, no, I mean,
They
we
just don't know.
consume so much shit. I'm not like researching
Yeah.
other obscure sports that
No,
probably
that's it.
deserves just as much visibility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like diving or something. I mean, only.
Yeah, fuck diving.
I don't know.
Diving in water. Like trying to die. Nobody said
Yo,
like
those bits are crazy.
yo, Jesus didn't create gravity for you to dive in water. This was not the point of
But
gravity.
there's a Quebec girl.
Lisanne.
Lisanne.
Yeah, we had her on the pod.
Oh my god, I follow her on Instagram, and
Yeah.
those high dives, I'm like,
She's crazy.
what the fuck?
I'm not. So okay, that's a funny story about Lisanne. So she wrote to me on Instagram not long ago. She's like, I'm doing this thing with like personalities and shit, and said, yeah, we would have you dive and shit in water.
Oh my god, I
And
will pay to see that.
I never say no. I never say no. I felt so bad. I waited the whole day to answer. And
You said no.
Yeah, I said, I'm not comfortable doing stuff in water. I don't want to die.
I don't blame you.
So yeah, that's funny.
Oh,
but
shit.
yeah, man, that's I don't know, man. I don't know.
But people are really shocked. They're like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
girl can skate." It's like,
Yeah.
yep.
So when the NHL did the 3v3, I was not happy because I was like, "Yo, give them 5-on-5," because that was me.
Yeah.
Because I know what they can do, and 3v3 for me is bullshit. It's just, yeah, let's get a few girls in, and then let's play. I was happy that they gave y'all a spot, but that's my opinion. When y'all saw the 3v3, what did you think?
Well, I kind of like you. I was like, hey, I think it's a good initiative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like 3v3 hockey is fun to watch, but I think like on that size of ice too, I was
Yeah.
like, you're not really giving
No.
like if you put it half right, like there was a lot of questions, but like in general, I think it was a good first step, right? Because, we always fight for visibility and like, I mean, there's no bigger stage than that. I think
I was lazy.
like it was the thing. It's like, I don't know. It was something, but it's not. It could have been more, I think.
So I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's when that all George Floyd shit happened. When the NHL teams put the statement, that's the same thing for me. Yeah, we gotta do something because it's good for PR. So let's bring
like the bare minimum.
yeah, let's bring 16 girls and let's make them skate a lot for no reason. Let's have 65 breakaways. And I was so mad. Yeah. But we watched it. It was for us. Bruno came to my house and it wasn't happening. We watched this because of and I was happy for the girls, but I was like, man, bring me Team USA, Team Canada, and let's have a fucking 5-on-5, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Sudden death.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, hey, how much, like, I don't know what the girls got compensated to go, but it's like, I could tell you it's like,
yeah,
probably not expensive. You know what I mean? I would have went for fucking free.
Like, no, it's not. You know what
expensive. I mean? But
it's
that's the thing. It's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like in the whole thing, like NHL, people are like, NHL is supporting the NW. Okay, $10,000. Like we're talking like $1 billion industry, probably. I don't know the numbers, but like $10,000. Like fuck off.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna tell me that the Canadians cannot have a team? Okay, so that's it. That silence is perfect.
I
So
mean, I can't say anything.
That's why I didn't look at you. That's why I didn't look at you.
I'm just like, Switzerland.
But let's say, let's say.
Switzerland, but it's the same thing. So like when we were with the C-Dub, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we could
She
basically.
said Switzerland.
I did.
It's probably nice.
Oh, I love Safia.
But like when we were with the C-Dub, like people were like, well, the Habs are supporting you. And like, we could basically talk about something, but we do sign kind of a contract. And then as soon as like it folded, I was like, oh, you want to know what our relationship with the Habs were? I was like, they let us share their colors. I was like, for me, and like, I'm going to be critical. Like the Habs did nothing for us. I like literally, they were like, okay, fine. You could have the red, white, and blue stripes and we'll do a C.
Yeah.
But as far as that, like, because, like, family, friends are like, oh, do you guys hang out with, like, the Habs and shit? I was like, fuck no. And it's a shame, because I was like, at a bare minimum, we could do, like, a breakfast and get to know the players, whatever. Like,
Yo, y'all... Okay, so I'm gonna talk my shit. Don't answer, Safia. Don't talk. Safia, this is the part of the pod that you're
not
out of
even
it.
here.
I'm just
You're out of it, Safia. So I'm gonna talk my shit. So Saturdays, y'all couldn't play before the Abs when they played home? Y'all couldn't play before? I'm pretty sure like guys like Price and Weber and would have come to the games because they are at the rink.
for sure. And the thing
For
is,
me, it's easy. It's simple. Just postillonner sur le shit de Bruno. My bad, Bruno. Fucking COVID everywhere. But still, I'm pissed because for me, it is easy. It is easy because if you want to take the time and you just think about it and shit like that, everything's gonna be fine. I think we didn't want to take the time with les Canadiens.
that's the thing.
And a lot of people with a lot of money, and I'm calling out all the marketing department of the Canadian, they listen to the pod. I love them. I love them with all my heart. They do a lot for the Black Lives Matter thing. We talk a lot on the phone. They're open. But for me, they could have done something something more. You know?
No,
But that's me. That's
No,
me.
I mean, I
don't
felt
talk, Safia. Don't talk. But that's me.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Put your headphones
But
on.
that's me. That's
No,
me.
and I felt the same way. Like, we talked about it a lot. Like, and they're like, you know, people, you talk about using your platform and stuff. Like, each Hab players has a certain demographic that they
Yeah.
can speak to, right? And like, so someone was like, well, like, they should make them like tweet about your games or something. I was like, they don't have to make them. I was like, if you put us in a room just to be like, hey, like, beginning of the season, these Les Canadiens, the Habs, we mingle. I was like, as soon as you build a relationship with someone, then they're gonna want to vouch. Like, they don't know who we are. They don't know our reality. Like, people think we get paid living wages. Well, we're getting paid living wages. Like, they don't know our reality.
No,
if we get to meet them, then we'll be, oh shit, okay, well, yeah, I'll sauce you a tweet.
So,
I'll come to your game, whatever.
It's funny you say that because there was one time we were invited to the. Well, actually, no, for the 2 years of the partnership, I can't remember, 2 or 3 years, we were invited to the blood drive. So I went both years. So
The blood drive?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like the blood drive. That
Yeah.
So the first time I went was with 2 rookies, and we like on a fait le tour, and we met a bunch of players, and it was cool because I mean, for one of the rookies, she was just like the Habs were her team, and she was like in awe.
Starstruck.
Yeah, starstruck. The other one was a Leafs fan, so she was like, eh.
That's funny.
But you know what? Talking to the guys, a lot of them were like, oh, this is so cool. And like I think they genuinely are interested. It's just that they don't know, which is, I remember you listened to your podcast with Kendall Coyne. She kind of talked about that. Like it's hard to find information on this stuff, you know? So it was cool because you could see like the recognition a little bit from the guys as well, who like genuinely seemed interested and wanted to help. And like,
Yeah.
The best example is La Classique.
yeah.
They talk to y'all a lot and they want to know more. And because we have a group and when we don't roast each other, sometimes the boys are like, so how Pooh's doing and what's going on with the league? And they're asking me questions. I'm like, I don't know. Follow the PWHPA thing.
I don't know.
I don't know nothing, my man. Just follow the thing and if you can write to the players and talk to them. And they're very shy. That's one thing. They're very, very shy, the boys. So I'll give them a pass because of that. But
you know what? Hold up. Overcoming shyness. I saw it happen in real time once when I was back with Les Canadiens.
Yeah.
We were doing a shoot to promote a doubleheader with the Rocket. I think the first doubleheader that we did with them. And Marie-Philippe was there and Jen Nakas was there. And we're doing the shoot with, I think, goalie and the captain at the time of the Rocket. So I wasn't even with them at all. And we're getting ready to leave. And 2 Rocket players come by. And like at the time, I was like, oh, they look familiar. But now that I work with them, I was like, oh, I know exactly who it was. It was Alex Berzid, and I'm pretty sure it was Jake Evans. And they came by and they were like, they saw Marie-Philippe. And it was the first time I saw like pro male like hockey players be starstruck by a women's player. It was a magical moment. So it was just like they were like, oh my god, like we're so happy to
golden girl.
meet you. Like I'm pretty sure from my memory, I don't feel like Jake talked. I think it was all and Jake was also a rookie, I'm pretty sure, that year too. So they were like, can we have a photo? And my Philip's like, okay. It's like for her it was like weird too. And I was like, this is incredible. Like it was just like a really cool moment. So like just to like add to what you're saying, like they are shy but they are curious.
Well, they want to know more.
And that's what like the whole thing with the Habs was like, at the bare minimum, like give us opportunities to meet them and hang out, because like we won't have to sell it. Like this is why I talk about like emotional backing. Like I don't want people to tweet because someone told them they tweeted or whatever. Bullshit. You know, if they get to know us, they come watch us play and they see value, which I think they would, they're gonna do it naturally. And it's gonna be like emotionally valid, I guess. And that's kind of what I was hoping for. But
my hope moving forward, if there is like a, I don't know, WNHL or whatever, like hopefully we can start to build those relationships.
Yeah,
and, like, bridge the gap,
media,
right? Yeah,
also with the media and I can't be the only guy talking about women's hockey.
You can't.
Like this is fun. I love women's hockey, but I can't only dude, that doesn't make sense.
Because a lot of the media, aside from you, because you're quite popular, I would say, is like, you know, shout out to Jared Book and Kristen Whalen and all those. But like, we need also more reporters with
I'm
their
talking about the big dogs.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the big dogs.
We need mainstream. Yeah.
Yo, come And not only when it's bad, like they only call y'all when it's bad.
That was the whole thing when the C-Dub folded.
Oh my God.
People were like emailing me and cats.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, now you're
Now.
fucking here?
Yeah.
And thank God we kind of just diverted all interviews to Kakadema, because I was like, if I would have got invited to one thing, I'd be like, oh, why do you care now? I was like,
Yeah.
you want to know why we folded?
Yeah.
Because you just showed up 25 days too late. Where were
Yeah.
you 3 weeks earlier at the Clarkson Cup?
Yep.
Like, you were too late. That's why we died.
So okay, look. So we've been talking a lot, and we want to go on the away from the play pod.
Yeah.
So people, listen to me. Listen to my voice. Are you listening to my voice? Yes. You go on the away from the play pod. You go on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Yeah, whatever. Whatever pod you're listening, whatever way you're listening a pod. You go on that pod. You write away from the play. And then you click on play. You click on play and you listen to that conversation. Listen to my voice. Do it now.
Is it gonna be ASMR?
ASMR. Is it? Do I have a sexy voice?
That
got
was
very
nice.
calm.
That's my sexy voice.
In. Like,
You were in, eh?
like, you know what I imagine? Like, late night driving in my car.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's dark
He's
out.
trying to wind
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
All right, so
Sorry.
go on away from the play pod because these girls are doing an amazing pod, and we'll talk about some more shit. That's
Okay,
whiskey.
honestly, sexy voice. Like, I was
Yeah.
kind of like, ooh.
Oh yeah, I have a sexy voice.
It's like,
Yeah,
speak
I'm
to
flexing
me.
my muscles.
It's like, can you whisper something in my
Flex
ear?
some muscles.
That's because I love and basketball.
Oh, Love and Basketball.
Yo, that
Such
movie.
a good movie. Have
Yo.
you seen it?
No.
Oh, you gotta watch this.
Damn.
Okay.
Okay, so we did a pod yesterday. What a pod. What a pod. A lot of curse words, eh? I know. But, sometimes when something is unfair, you just let it go and we let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Well, is it let it go or let it be? Let it be. No, it's let it go. What is let it be? Let it be. What's this let it be? I'm going to go on the internet right now because I don't... Oh, is it the Beatles, the let it be thing? Yeah. Let it be. Let it be. Oh, yeah. I know my shit. But yeah, amazing pod with the girls, Safia Ahmad and Mel Desrochers. These girls are so smart, so important for the cause. And go on their podcast, Away from the Plate. Go now, because part 2 is there, and I reveal a lot of stuff about me too, though. So if you want to learn more about me, go on their pod. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Thank you, Bruno and Mathieu Brutus. Bruno, partner of the pod, part of the people, and then Mathieu Brutus making the song. Now I'm out. Let's go.